National debt is now $35 trillion. So in this video, we're going to go over national debt. What you can do. Can you buy gold bars, silver? What do what do you guys think about it? And get some of my views and everything else. So articles like this are saying that the national debt is $35 trillion. Now you're like, 35 trillion? What can you buy with 35 trillion? So for me, it isn't even imaginable what you could buy with 1 trillion. So I got some comparison. I got some stuff for you to see what we can buy. So you can buy with $1 trillion. You can buy, let's see here, 41,999,106 Toyota Priuses. That's how many you can buy. You can buy 1.4 billion hours of labor. You could pay for a yearly, you could pay a year's salary for 18 million teachers. You could buy 1.33 trillion chocolate bars. So just give you some numbers. These are what you can buy with $1 trillion, right? So you can also buy a company like Apple or Amazon. You can buy entire sports teams. And now we're looking at what you can do against that. There's been so many people messaging me about do a video about this. So let's go first look at what somebody else wrote in and go over that comment. So somebody said, "Hi Rika, I enjoy your videos, but one thing I don't understand is why nobody talks about how to fix the economy. My idea is, okay, let's listen to it. Get rid of the IRS, start a national sales tax of 10% for everyone who makes under $250,000 a year. Everything bought for people and businesses making over $250,000 a year. Then 35 on everything, home, stocks, bonds, land, etc. So basically, pay more when you make more, right? So I like that, but it's really hard to implement a strategy like that because on paper, that's why Amazon doesn't pay any taxes, because they defer and they can reinvest and they make their taxable income zero. So it's going to really penalize people that have no money, that they cannot, make that happen, right? So let's look at number 2. Start a national lottery that has a million weekly payout. There would be 1,000 of winners and will sell like crazy. Yeah, that would be something that'd be pretty interesting. They already do that with the lottery. When you look at the lottery, um, they I think in every state they spend the lottery goes towards education, I think, but I'm not 100% sure. It's just top of my head, right? And then get rid of amortized home loans, make them simple interest. This would this would get rid of the stranglehold on banks have on us. So simple interest is great, but banks need to make money, and when you're looking at it, banks need to incentivize lending or they wouldn't do it, right? And so who would back these loans up? So they're most of them are backed up by, the federal government anyway, so you can actually go directly to the federal government for those loans. So yeah, get private banking out of student loan business and refinance all loans at 2%. So I don't think that getting rid of any loans um is a good idea, because these people that got into these loans got into them for a reason, either because they thought they're going to make more or they thought they're going to get more out of it. So they were aware of what they signed. I know there's fraudulent schools and stuff like that, but most of the time, these people had the opportunity to not take out loans or not go to a prestigious college. So do I think that we should refinance them at 2%? That is like these prenuptial agreements with crazy, crazy clauses. You knew what you signed up for. And I know that a college sold you a false dream. And I'm really sorry to people that happened to. But when you sign up for student loans, you need to be aware of what's going on. And just giving the federal government to forgive those student loans isn't a great idea. right? So now, how do you hedge against inflation, this national debt? And people have been telling me, how about gold bars? That's and if you're that person that's keep telling me, it's a gold bars, I will pin your comment if you're gonna write your argument why right now, and I will pin that comment and I'm gonna let people see, why and what you think about it. And so we have a little debate, and I'll tell you my thing, right? So we went over the intro, had some discussions about it, and now let's go into some more stuff about gold and silver because this seems to really interest you guys. So gold and silver has some really good benefits. It's, when you look at it, and I've did some research yesterday or 2 days ago on my live, and I've said, once you buy gold and silver, it kind of kept up with houses, right? So if you bought gold 20 years ago, you can still buy the same amount of gold today as it was a few years, back in the 1960s or 70s. And, for the same amount of gold, you can still buy a house. So in that order, it is all good. But let's look at um, some of the trends, right? So inflation has risen and the gold price has also risen a little bit. And now, you know, unlike fiat currency, gold and silver have inherent value due to their physical properties and scarcity, right? Yeah, couldn't say anything against that. Hedge against inflation, we discussed that already. And now we're coming into diversification. And this is one of my biggest things. And I tell you guys all the time, you guys got to be diversified. So gold and silver can reduce this portfolio volatility and provide a hedge against economic downturns. And this is what I've been telling you guys all along. This is a hedge against inflation, and it shouldn't just be gold and silver. It should be about everything. It should be about housing. It should be in the, when you buy stocks, it should be in the housing sector. It should be in the tech industry. It should be in the energy industry. So you should just have a broad thing, so you can then buy different stocks in different markets, into the energy sector and all that. And forever who is going to say, oh, what is it? Warren Buffett he doesn't do diversification, and why does he buy Coke and Apple and all these other things? Yeah, he buys different stocks in different sectors, and he owns a whole bunch of different things, right? So don't come at me like that, right? So liquidity, gold and silver can be easily bought and sold, making them accessible investments. Yeah, gold and silver can easily be purchased and can be easily sold, right? But what you got to do is, if you sell stuff, you got to pay taxes on it. And if you sold it for more than you purchased it, you got to pay capital gains on it, right? Just like anything, right? So there's now two things about gold and silver that you can do. You can buy ETFs, or then you can buy coins and bars, right? And coins and bars are popular form of physical, investments, right? So if you want to buy gold and silver and hold it into the safe, then you need to be, aware that you should probably get insurance on it, because if somebody comes and robs you and steals all the gold and silver, you have none. So you need to have it insured. That's a whole nother thing, right? So ETFs allow investment in gold and silver. Example, like ETFs like SPDR, Gold Trust, GLD, and iShares Silver Trust track the silver price and gold and silver respectively. So you can buy that, right? So then if you're wanting to get into silver, but you don't really want to carry the risk, you can also buy mining stocks, right? Share in mining companies can provide exposure to the metal markets, right? So prices can fluctuate. When you buy gold, it's not set in stone that it's always going to go up or always going to go down, right? So if prices fluctuate, there's good years and bad years, right? And there's good times and bad times, just like any other investment, right? So investors need to consider safe storage options and potential insurance costs for physical bullion, right? So if you're going to have gold sitting in a safe or silver, you need to have insurance on, or you should. What obviously then is going to make your investment less attractive because you got to put insurance on it. Whenever you need to put insurance on something, it's going to take away from the real gain. So if you're going to insure your investment with an insurance company, that's going to be an ongoing cost that you need to account for. And it might be better to just have it in the stock market and sell it, right? And unlike stocks or bonds, gold and silver do not pay any dividends or interest. And for some people that is worth a lot, to pay interest. And for me personally, I think stuff that pays dividends is amazing because I think everybody should have stocks that pay dividends or real estate that pays you while you hold it, because that's how you get, the debt paid off if you take out a loan against it or something, and then you will make money on that end, right? The role of gold and silver in hedging against inflation benefits ways of investment and potential risks, right? So if you're really into it and you know a lot about it, it's really worth you getting into it and kind of buying it, right? So some things that I think are key to figuring out if you want to buy gold bars, silver bars is this going to benefit you in the long run, right? Is this something you want to get into? Because as an investment, you need to look at it as, is this going to pay me more than other things, right? There's good investments and then there's bad investments, right? And when you're looking at, oh, I want a gold bar, I want a silver bar, is this the best way you can spend your money, right? Because I keep telling people, and it's so hard for a lot of folks, for you guys to understand, is that you are an expert in something. If you are in a lawn care business, right, and you have, let's say, $2,000 to buy either gold, silver, or whatnot, and you're working with lawn mowers, you're doing leaf blowers and whatnot, you can go on Facebook Marketplace and find one lawnmower that needs a new blade. Somebody does not know how to fix it, and they just need to get rid of it. So the market value is $4,000. True market value, like the gold price, is $4,000. But since it's not working properly, you can then buy it at $2,000, and you have $2,000. So with those $2,000, you've purchased $4,000 worth of items. And that is very hard to do with gold. So I do not know places where you can buy gold at a huge, huge discount, right? And where you can actually double your money with buying gold, right? So that is really hard to do. And if you know, then you'd probably not watch my YouTube videos because you'd be doing that all day long and become rich that way. But if you can get, you buy it up here and then the value is up here, that's how you make money. And so that's why I'm not recommending people to actually physically buy gold. If you want to buy gold bars because you feel good about it at nighttime and it makes you sleep better, good, go buy it. But if you want to buy it to make money, I feel like there's better alternatives for you if you have these skills to make more money, right? So if you're looking at it from a pure financial standpoint, it might be better for you to buy that lawnmower, buy that leaf blower, buy that car that you know is worth more, or buy that tool that you can repair, or buy something that you know is worth more, and then you flip it and you make a profit, right? And that's how you can actually really, really make good money if you're doing that, right? And so I don't see gold as a way of basically, oh, I'm gonna, buy it at a 50% loss. I'm at a 50% discount because somebody doesn't know what they got. And I feel like gold, everybody can go to a pawn shop really quick and say, hey, what is this worth? And then they go to another one and it takes about 30 minutes. And that is in some sort of way that's good because you're not going to get screwed over too much. But if you have a lawnmower that you don't know what you got, if you don't know about tools, like, hey, stuff like that. Because if you go to yard sales, and you find snap-on tools, if you find stuff that is like heavily on discount, and you find these tool cartons that are worth thousands of dollars, and you can get them way less than you've made money, right? So gold and silver, I think in today's world are good if you just want to sleep good at night, and if you want to, and if that's something you're passionate about, right? If you are in a club and you think that that is something that you want to do, then by all means do it. Actually, Allison's dad is really into silver, and he's been telling me like, oh, I made, 50% off the money. He bought it, and when it was like 12, $13, now it's at like $26. So he said, I doubled my money. And sometimes I ask myself, if he would have bought in stocks with all that money that paid dividends over these years, how much money would he have, right? Because sometimes you think like, oh my God, my investment doubled. But if you would have bought, stocks in Warren Buffett's company or something like 40 years ago, you'll be a millionaire now. And instead of just doubling your money, you would have outpaced the market. And if you would have started flipping your own business and, you know, getting into side hustles and doing all that rather than investing into gold, you'd be even better off if you didn't have a major disaster, right? So gold and silver can be really good if you just want to sleep good at night. But if you want to tell me that you're going to make more money off of silver and gold than other investments, I want to see that data. And you can do that and email me just like this other person did, and I will go over it. So if you have articles that you want to send me, go into the About section of my profile and send me your article and send me your reasoning. I read it and we will have a discussion about it. And I am not afraid to say I'm wrong. I'm truly, truly not. I'm not that opinionated that I would say, oh, that's not right. I just look at the data and I look at it, does this work or not? And maybe it works in your environment and not in the environment that I am, but I would say that to you, right? And in a little super micro level, this might work, but in a broader scale, it might not. So yeah, this is a very interesting topic because everybody has their own take and twist on it. So when you have all these gold, silver, and all these other investments, you need to be actually asking yourself, can I invest the money better or not? And so one thing that I've been telling a viewer of mine that I've been telling Chavara, if you're watching, you know this, that he should talk to Fidelity. I gain nothing from you being of you talking to a financial advisor that is licensed at Fidelity or at any bank that you bank with. And I just know that when I've had my 401k invested with Fidelity, they got me like a 14% return on my money. And so I tell you guys about it and say, this was absolutely a great way to spend the money. And so I do not make anything from this. So I'm just telling you guys my experience and what I see. And I do not make money off of you guys buying gold or silver. So this is just me giving you an opinion about gold and silver. And yeah, this is basically how it goes with gold and silver. If you have any questions, if I missed some key points, let me know in the comments below. We'll have a discussion. But let me know if you're also buying gold and silver. And I'm gonna do a poll today if you're buying gold and silver. Yeah. And one thing to end this video, I'm gonna tell you, is that I don't think that if you're gonna buy gold and silver and you're gonna hope that when the US dollar collapses, that you're gonna pay with gold and silver, they're just gonna create another currency. So just like they did in Iraq, and then they're just gonna come with a new currency. And yeah, so let me know what you guys think, and I will see you in the next one. Please like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys. I'm on Spotify, Rumble. Follow me on LinkedIn, and I will see you in the next one.